let's talk 5 Black American designers you definitely should know.
I'm looking for somebody I can call. Looking for the only one I can get my own. Tell me that it's true.
Welcome back to my channel. If you love thrifted, secondhand, and vintage fashion taken to another level, you're definitely in the right place, guaranteed. Couldn't let February go by without touching on Black fashion history. And even though Black history is 365, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it is still good to have the spotlight put on Black history and the accomplishments of Black people. But before I get into the video, I wanted to send a special thank you out to Joy from Joyful Designs. Thank you so much for your continued support. Joy did a video of her unboxing of items she bought from part 1 of The Artist Collection Present Soldier of Force. And she also supported by purchasing items from part 2. So I appreciate you, Joy, so much. I just wanted to say that in front of whoever watches this video, I definitely appreciate you. Thank you for your support. Being an entrepreneur can get lonely, can get frustrating, discouraging. So having people support and actually believe in your vision, that pretty much keeps you going. And your intrinsic motivation, but also the motivations of others as well. So we all know that fashion hasn't always been inclusive, diverse, or inviting. Don't I know? We have seen in the past few years Black designers who have been making their name in the industry, such as Christopher John Rogers, Laquan Smith, Telfar, and we cannot forget Virgil Abloh, rest in peace. A long list of Black designers. So what I want to do is I want to talk about who broke those barriers for these designers, who paved the way. So this video is going to be about 5 Black American designers that you definitely should know. If you don't know these designers, you just like fashion, you don't do it. You don't do it. So the first designer I want to talk about is Ann Lowe. She actually has the last name of my first love, but that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about Ann Lowe. Was born in 1898 in Alabama. She moved to New York in 1917 with her son. She worked on commission for department stores like Henry Bendel, Neiman Marcus, Saks Fifth Avenue. She is mostly known for designing the wedding dress of Jackie Kennedy. Although she never received credit for designing that wedding dress, which is atrocity, crazy. But during that time, you know, the color of your skin determined if you were to get credit or not. So unfortunately, she didn't get credit. She later opened up her own store on Madison Avenue in 1968. She retired in 1972. And she passed away in 1980. So Ann Lowe's aesthetic was more of an elite crowd. She was very specific on who she wanted to design for. If you weren't a part of the influential, she wasn't designing for you at all. Very picky. She knew who she wanted to design for. She wanted wearing her clothes, and that's that. And the next designer we're talking about is Jay Jackson. Jay Jackson was born in 1941 in Jamaica, Queens. He went to school for a short time at New York University before switching paths. Oh, he went to school for law, just to let you guys know. But he decided to switch paths. I guess that creativity was calling his name. He enrolled at FIT, Fashion Institute of Technology. After graduation in the 1960s, he moved to Paris. He actually became the first American and Black person to work for a fashion house. So he worked for couture houses like Yves Saint Laurent and Christian Dior. His aesthetic was very tailored, very structured, and he actually dressed Annie Lennox for her Grammy performance in 1984. He later became a costume designer for movies like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. He was very creative. He unfortunately passed away in 2006. Patrick Kelly. So Patrick Kelly was born in 1954 in Mississippi, so he's a Southern boy. He went to Jackson State University for a very short time before moving to the A. He worked for A.M. Vet's thrift store before opening up his own store in Buckhead. And after that, he decided to move to New York for a short period of time before moving to Paris. He was the first American to be admitted into it. Is a very long name, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce. It is a very prestigious prestigious entity that governed over French ready-to-wear. Pretty much what Patrick Kelly was all about. His aesthetic was very exuberant, very playful, had a humor to it. He included pop culture, also Black folklore. He used buttons, lips, things, and you can still see his inspiration in collections today, such as Balmain. They did a collection that was heavily inspired by menswear collection in 2024 that was heavily inspired by him. Also, Beyonce recently wore one of his dresses. I believe it was for Kelly Rowland's birthday. Inspiration in his spirit is still going strong. I was actually inspired by him for one of my artist collection drops as well. Now let's talk about Willie Smith. So Willie Smith, otherwise known as the father of streetwear, was born in 1954 in Pennsylvania. Went to Philadelphia's Museum College of Arts for a very short time before transferring to Parsons, which he did very well at. He was not only a creative, but he had book smarts as well. So he had that balance. After graduating, he worked for a company called Digits, but the company went bankrupt in 1974, which kind of left him hanging. But as all creatives and entrepreneur-minded people, he created his own label. At first, it was a slow start, and it was kind of like a false start. He decided to switch gears a little bit and created Willie Wear. If you know anything about the 80s, you know Willie Wear was everywhere. It was a huge success. It garnered around $25 million a year. Wow, it existed until around 1986. Willie Smith believed that fashion shouldn't just be on the runways. It should be wearable in everyday life. He pretty much, I have to pick up my notebook so that I can read you his quote as saying, "Fashion is a people thing, and designers should remember that. Models pose in clothes, people live in them." So that is what his aesthetic was. It was a lot of trousers, a lot of flowy suits, things like that. His aesthetic is definitely what we now call streetwear. Just that cool person, mixing thrifted with high-end, all of that type of stuff. That is what he was all about. So the last designer I want to talk about is Stephen Burrows. So Stephen Burrows was born in 1943 in Newark, New Jersey. Similar to Willie Smith, he also went to Philadelphia Museum College of Art. He as well transferred to FIT. So you see a lot of similarities with these designers. So that is something. Burrows actually worked for Andy Warhol. You didn't know Andy Warhol was a very popular artist. He did pop art, what you would call pop art, with images like the Campbell's soup. He designed outfits for the Supremes, and he created his lingerie line called Stevie's in 1973. One thing that I remember about Stephen Burrows, the first time I ever heard his name was when I learned about the Battle of Versailles. What the Battle of Versailles was it was a competition between European designers and American designers. This was a way for American designers to pretty much show that they had what it took to compete against European designers. And Stephen Burrows was the youngest of the 5 and also the only Black person as well. And the got you to this competition is that the American designers showed how Stephen Burrows brought along a lot of Black models. And this was the first time that people actually saw so many Black models on the runway. And it made a huge hit because you know how we do. Stephen Burrows made a name for himself. He became a household name across the world internationally. And if you don't know anything about the Battle of Versailles, please look it up. As well as there's a movie on Netflix called Halston. It is about the designer Halston series. So I would implore you to take a look at it if you do like those type of things. If you're into fashion, definitely take a look at it. But back to Stephen Burrows. Stephen Burrows' aesthetic was very colorful. He did color blocking very well. He just brought a lot of like uniqueness to the fashion industry. He is still around. He's around, I believe he's 81 years old. So definitely check out Stephen Burrows. I forgot to tell you guys, he actually dressed Michelle Obama in a jersey type suit, which was really cute. Really, really cute. So those are 5 Black American designers that you definitely should know. After this video, you go and look these 5 designers up. The inspiration from their designs can still be seen in fashion to this day. Let me know in the comments if you've ever heard of these designers. If you have you ever worn a piece by these designers? Also, leave in the comments, doesn't have to be American, but name more Black designers that you think people should know about. So that's all I have for you guys. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Please subscribe. I'm on my way to that 1,000 subscribers. That subscribe button, also that bell notification so you know when I post another video. I do post twice a week on Wednesdays and Sundays at 8 a.m. That's all I have for you guys today. Have a good night, have a good day, have a good week, have a good weekend, have a good weekday, and I will holler at you guys later.